Hey everybody, welcome to the Bradenton Herald Blitz. It's a short, quick-hitting look at the high school football season. We're going to be kind of taking you through some of the games to look for this week. We're going to start out with Braden River at Southeast. I'm Jason Dill. I'm joined by David Wilson. We're both Herald sports reporters here in Bradenton. And David, who do you like in this contest with Braden River at Southeast?
You gotta like Braden River. Huge win for them opening week. Undefeated regular season last year. Got the quarterback back. They should be one of the best teams in their district. Southeast should be better than they were last year, but clearly still a rebuilding process. Lost week one. Probably start 0-2, but I expect them to show signs at least this week that they're kind of coming along.
I agree. Braden River with their running back by committee approach. Raymond Thomas last week torched Bayshore, 9 carries, 104 yards, and 3 touchdowns, all in the first half. Didn't get a carry in the second half. So I really like Braden River, which is coming off an undefeated regular season in their first district championship. They should roll at Southeast, kind of a battle of the East County bragging rights to start off the year, and we'll move right along. Speaking of Bayshore, Lakewood Ranch at Bayshore, probably two of the more struggling teams for public schools. They both started out last week getting pummeled by their opponents. Bayshore lost that 42-0 game to Braden River, and Lakewood Ranch got torched by Tampa Jesuit.
Yeah, again, Lakewood Ranch probably has the edge in this one. It's Bayshore's kind of in the same place as Southeast, a real rebuilding project. And Lakewood Ranch, 7A, 5A, they're going to have the edge. Again, this is probably one of Bayshore's better chances to get a win this year, especially considering it's at home. But Lakewood Ranch should have the edge in this one.
I think so too. I think Lakewood Ranch will. They have sort of a quarterback battle going on where you don't know who's going to be the guy, and if they can find somebody that can throw some passes downfield, Lakewood Ranch might be a little bit better than people think. But two struggling programs. I would expect the Mustangs to win on the road. And that leads us into the game of the week, which is Manatee at Palmetto. You can't understate this enough. Palmetto, a team that's been looking to get over the hump and finally beat Manatee. This might be the year, maybe, because Manatee's reeling after losing on the road to a very difficult opponent out of state at Hoover, Alabama. And Manatee is not necessarily as stacked across the board as they have been in years past. But Manatee has owned this series since the showdown from a few years ago when both teams made it all the way to the state semifinals. Manatee went ahead and won a state championship. Palmetto was knocked out at the state semifinal level, but both squads since then, it's been kind of more of a downward tick for Palmetto a little bit, whereas Manatee has kind of stayed the course and has done pretty well.
Yeah, Manatee's always going to have the edge in depth. They get usually the most talent. They're going to be bigger. But Palmetto, they looked really good against Fort Myers, a team that lost a lot from last year, but they started off 12-0 before losing in the playoffs. I was really impressed by Palmetto's defense, which has kind of been one of their weak points in recent years. Games in Palmetto, this is probably going to be as good a chance as Palmetto has to get a win in this series. The smart pick is probably Manatee, but I would not rule out Palmetto, and I'd expect this to at least be a good game.
Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot. Who do you think is going to win the game?
Right now, it's early in the week, so I'll have to think about it a little bit more. I'll go with Manatee for now, though.
I'm going to have to say Manatee, too, because until Palmetto proves to me that they can win a big game against Manatee, I'm going to have to stick with the Hurricanes. They're kind of been the team that is the top one in the county among public high schools. I'm going to go with them, too. And that leads us into letting you guys know that we're going to be starting a weekly picks contest that you can get involved with through the Bradenton Herald's app, Varsity 24/7, and on Bradenton.com. You pick the games each week. Look for that later this week. We're going to just let you know how we did among the sports staff. I went 7-3. David went 7-3. Alan Dell, our other sports reporter here at the Bradenton Herald, went 5-5. So if you guys are experts, you got a chance to beat the Herald staff and look for a contest and some prizes and whatnot. But until next week, this is Jason Dill and David Wilson, and we'll talk to you next week on the Bradenton Herald Blitz.